Greetings and salutations, my geeks, nerds, gamers, and lanners. Welcome to my tutorial on how to set up your audio on OBS. Now, this is not going to go into very big details. I'm not going to be adding plugins. This is just something for those of you who want to have the most efficient type of setup for your audio without having to download 20 million plugins. So, without further ado, let us begin.
Learning stuff with G.
So, as you can see in front of us, we have got the basic setup of OBS. You can see we've got the desktop audio, we've got the mic auxiliary, and we've got a plain scene. So, what we want to do is we want to create what is known as a nested scene. What this is a scene that you are going to be using in your other scenes in order to quickly add in audio. So, things that I normally recommend that we add to this scene is going to be your microphone, your game, and perhaps something like Spotify or a VLC player to play music in the background, but we will get to that later. First, what we want to do is we want to quickly set up this audio so that we have full and utter control over your audio. So the first things we are going to do is we are going to head over to settings. We are going to go to your audio, and here under your desktop audio, we are going to disable the desktop audio and we are going to remove the mic. Okay. Now, why are we going to do this? Well, let's say you have a stream and you've got some weird alert and it's something that you might not want to hear on stream, or that your viewers don't want to hear, like multiple emails and Discord messages coming through. This is going to remove all of that. So what we're going to do is we're going to quickly go here, click on our scene, we're going to press F2 so that we can then rename it. So I like using these square brackets. I'm just going to say NS for nested audio or for nested scene, and then type in audio. Okay, so now that we've got our scene created, we're going to be adding our first thing. This is, of course, is going to be the microphone. So we're going to go over to our audio input capture. We're going to call this our main mic. Okay, so why do I say main mic? Well, a lot of people tend to have multiple microphones. Could be for special effects and things like that. But for us, we're going to keep it plain and simple. We're going to have a main mic, and that is it. Now we're going to go and we are going to say okay, and then we're going to get the chance to choose our device. So now, as you can see, I have got, for example, the microphone off my Red Dragon gaming headset, but I've also got the Samsung Meteor mic. Now this is my studio mic, so this is the microphone we are going to use. Now, I do understand that some people might not have that, so let's just show, for example, how we're going to do it with our headphone mic. So I'm going to select that. I'm going to say okay. Now that we've got our first mic up, first thing that you're going to want to do is we are going to want to set up a few filters. Now, the filter that we're going to be most using, of course, is going to be our noise suppression. Now, what this basically does is, with any audio, you're going to have noise in the background, whether it is your computer running, the dog's barking, the fan blowing, whatever. You're going to be using noise suppression. So this is good. This RNN is good quality, but it has more CPU usage. You can also use SpeedX if you do not have such a powerful machine. Me, on the other hand, I'm going to go for better quality over less CPU usage. So we're going to add that and we're going to close. So now if you go here and you check on the filters, you'll see there's a noise suppression. Then next thing we're going to see is, okay, you can see my audio over here is very low. Now you want to try and keep your audio sort of in this orange area, not in the red, because that is way too loud. I think even with this recording, my mic is sometimes peeking into the red. So if I pick it all into the red, then you can hear that my voice gets very distorted and it doesn't sound very good at all. However, if I change my audio setting, it will go down a bit. So now on this setup over here, because my headphone mic is not as great a quality as my studio mic, we are going to need to increase the volume a little bit. So what we're going to do here is we're going to add in, right click, filters, and we are going to add in gain. So what this does is this increases the volume. So for example, my volume is sitting here at around about negative 40 decibels. We want it at about negative 20. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to increase my gain by about 20 decibels. Now let's quickly type this in, makes life a lot easier. Yes, you can type it in. So double click on that, I'm going to say 20 and enter. Now you can see when I'm speaking, my microphone is hitting into the orange area without peaking up at into the red. Now let's say my mic is now too loud, but the thing is like when I'm shouting or I'm excited, it's going to peak. It's going to be awesome because I'm excited and I'm happy. So what are we going to do? We're going to add another filter to this. Now this is one that's going to be quite important for the other scenes as well. We are going to be adding in compression. So we're going to add a compressor. Now I'm going to want to change this audio to, I'm going to put in a 10 to 1. So basically what the ratio is basically by how much is my volume going to be compressed should it go over a certain threshold. Now this helps a lot, especially with the sound alerts and your music playing, things like that. So what I want to do is I want to make sure that my audio never goes above never hits the 0. Okay, so that's my goal. If it goes to above 0, it must drop it back down to 10. This is what I want. Okay, so now that we have got this up and running, we're going to be making sure that our audio never goes above 10. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that if my audio hits 10, so my threshold is going to be negative 10, it must drop the volume. So when I start shouting very hard, it must cut out that audio. So we're going to make this attack. We're going to keep the attack at standard, and we're going to keep our output gain because we already have a gain. Yeah, so we're not going to play around with this gain. Now, sidechain ducking, this is what we're going to be using with the other audio. So, without further ado, let's do that. Okay, so now we're going to go and add in something like Spotify. So what we're going to do is we're going to head over to our application audio capture. We're going to call this Spotify. Okay, and then it's going to ask us for what window or what application do we want to capture. Now I'm going through all my 29 million little applications. I want to go for Spotify. I'm going to say okay, great stuff. Now as you guys can see, there's all my music. I'm going to start playing it. Okay, so now you can see that the music is currently playing on my stream. Yes, you guys can't hear it due to copyright, so I am not going to be letting you guys hear this music. What we are then going to be doing is we are going to be making sure that the audio from this never goes over our voice. So for example, I'm now going to turn this music at full blast because all music should be heard at full blast. But now the problem lies is that, as you can see, that my audio from the Spotify is louder than my voice. Now during a stream, you do not want this. So what are we going to do? We are going to add a filter to this, and we're going to go to the good old-fashioned compressor. So there we go. Now, what we're going to do is we don't want the audio to go down too much, but also not too little. So I normally recommend taking a ratio of 7. Then, where is the threshold going to break? So, because I'm going to be using my main mic as the ducking source, we're going to want to make sure that our audio does that as soon as my mic goes over 32 decibels, so negative 32 decibels, we are going to then, it's going to then start ducking the audio. Now, for this, we want an attack of about 200 milliseconds. The reason for this is so that the audio doesn't immediately cut out to the ratio, and then also we don't want the audio to come back too quickly, because then it starts sounding a bit, I don't know, a little bit artificial or weird, I don't know. So I'm going to make the release 850 for the same reason. The output gain, we are not going to be doing anything about that. So we are going to say close. And you can see, as soon as I start talking, the audio starts dropping. Now, if you notice that, like for example, my microphone is very soft, and it gets very difficult to get that thing over that 32, and so the ducking isn't really having a massive effect. All we do here is we then go back to the filter and we increase this ducking. So now when I start talking, you can see that the audio is getting much lower than my current voice, which is exactly what we want. So this you can do with all your other settings as well in your audio. Now, on to the next section. Why are we doing this? Well, very simple. So what we're going to do is we're going to create our new scene. So let's create a new scene. This we're going to call the main scene. Okay, so now the main scene does not have any audio in it. In order to add the audio, we click on add, we add a source. This source is going to be a theme, and we can select audio. As soon as we've done that, there we go. Our audio has been set up. So I am talking, the Spotify's playing in the background, and I don't have to do any more setting changes. Any setting changes that I need to do, I do in the nested audio. Now, the other thing that I've also learned that we can do is we can also do a nested scene for your alert, which basically does the same thing. So basically you go, you create a nested scene in S, and we're going to call this alert. Okay, now in here we can go and we can add in all of our browser sources. So if you guys do not know how to do browser sources, please let me know in the comments down below, and I can take you on a step-by-step journey through that as well. So we're going to go to browser. Let's say, for example, we have got sound alert. If I can spell. There we go. So we can go sound alerts. Okay. Then we can go over to our web. Let me just quickly see if I can quickly get into my stream elements. Now, as you will see in your overlays, let me just quickly get this open. Okay, nothing suspicious here. So you'll see under my put it like that. There we go. Under my stream alert. Come on. There we go. Stream alerts. I've got a few overlays. Some of these I need to get rid of, but one of them, for example, is this lurk. So this is a personalized alert that I have. So what I do is I can click on this these two little dots here. I just say copy URL. We can go in here, and paste that in and say OK. Now we can set this up. So for example, this was set to be a width of 1920 by 1080 because that is the thing for my screen. Okay, boom. We've got that alert in there. Now, what's also cool about this is we can actually go here and we can say, let's control the audio by OBS. So if we do that, you'll see we will get a sound alert audio. What's even better with this, if we go to not properties, sorry, we go to filters, we can add audio effects. So guess which audio effect we're going to be adding? That's correct. We're going to be adding a compressor. So I'm going to put on 10, make sure this is sitting at about 32, negative 32 with an 200 attack and an 850 milliseconds release. And of course, our side channel is going to be the mic. There we go. Now you can have as many little alerts here as you want. So for example, with this alert, whenever someone types in one of my commands, this will basically go and play the specific alert. For example, let's go, there you go. You can see the audio playing for the alert. Now let's say I want to actually hear what that alert is, okay? I can go here to our cog at the bottom, click on that, and then on sound alert, I'm going to say monitor and output, okay? So there we go. So now in my main scene, I've got my nested audio. Now I can also add my nested alert. Boom. Now from here, all we can do is we can add whatever cameras and things that we need. And that's it, guys. That is a basic setup of your Stream Alert and your OBS. So if you guys have any other questions, please feel free to contact me. Comments down below. I am hoping to make a few more of these videos to help you guys out along the way. So if you guys like this video, please hit that like and subscribe, and I will be coming back to you guys with a few more tutorials in the future. Without further ado, guys, I want to say to you guys, stay awesome, and I'll catch you guys on the refresh. Bye.
Learning stuff with G, learning stuff with G, learning stuff with